Thanks for listening to the Hutchinson Salt Hawk Football pregame show. Join us 30 minutes prior to each and every Salt Hawk game each week throughout the entire football season. Kickoff is just minutes away, so stay tuned, and thanks again for listening.
Hi, this is Nick Gosnell. Join me Friday nights after Hutch High football for the Friday Night Scoreboard Show. I'll recap scores from around the state of Kansas. The Friday Night Scoreboard Show brought to you by Next Tech Wireless and APAC Shears Division on BW Radio.
It's time for Hutchinson Salt Hawk Sports on BW Radio. The Salt Hawks are brought to you in part by First National Bank, H&R Block, Cools Plus, Next Tech Wireless, APAC Shears, and the Medicine Shop. Also thanks to these Salt Hawk boosters, Hayden and Company, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, and American Family Insurance agent Travis Rodenbach. Now your host for Salt Hawk Sports, Glenn Grunwald.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Maize South High School. And inevitably, Dan, every week we try to have that timed out just about perfect, but every band takes about 2 minutes to get set up. And there was your Star Spangled Banner, which was a nice one by the Maize South marching band.
It's a great night for football, and Glenn, I thought that was pretty cool the way your crowd, Mike, picked up the band.
Picked it up.
And you could even hear the xylophone.
Exactly, and it is a good-looking band, and this is a good-looking facility. We are in our own booth. It's one of the nicer booths that we've been in some time. I've kind of ranked Salina Stadium that they had, that both Central and South play on, is one of the better radio booths that we have, but I really like this one. Number one, the windows both open up. We're able to have Matt set up inside with us as well, so in case there's any troubleshooting that needs to take place. And I kind of like this facility. We have a nice angle view of the playing field, and if you want to watch it on your own TV or just on a computer, just go to HutchPost.com and go to the sports page. You dial it up right there. It's also on the Salt Hawk Sports Network, which is on Facebook, and also on Hutch Post YouTube. We got numerous ways you can get it. Dan, you can also go to the app. You can go to the Hutch Post app and watch it there, or also listen to Salt Hawk broadcast right there. Just go to where you can listen live, and there we are.
And you can go back later on and watch it over and over again. So, folks, help me out with my prediction to Glenn that we would have 1,000 views on this football game by the time we're back together a week from tonight.
We need to have some happy clickers out there.
That's right.
Happy clickers, and we'll be glad to have that. This is going to be interesting. Now, the Shadows are starting to cause some havoc. Well, actually, they're moving across the field, but not yet on our visitor side. There's a scattering of Salt Hawk fans over there as they keep flowing in, but they're looking right directly in that sun. What's that going to do also to some of the ball players? We're still about 5 minutes away from the start of this game. I'm not sure. There's going to be some areas on this football field it's going to be tough to look into that sun.
If you're trying to run a swing pass where the receiver is looking back to the west, the sun will be a problem for a few more minutes, but it won't be too much longer, and that will be fine. It's a pretty calm night here at Maize South tonight, so the wind won't be much of a factor. But I can tell you, as a guy who's overweight, when you're over there looking into the sun on the other side of the field, you get kind of warm and you get parched. You have to drink a lot of water.
88 degrees game time temperature. Feels like 89. A little bit of humidity. No clouds in the sky. The moon's starting to show over to the east, and it'll be rising from a bank over there a little bit, and that could be still some of the leftover smoke that we've had from the fires out in the west. But by the time we get to about halftime, which will be right at about 8 o'clock, it'll be 79 degrees here, and it'll be absolutely beautiful night for football. It's perfect, absolutely. And we appreciate to have everybody along this evening joining us on the broadcast as we get set to get going. And again, don't forget you can go to HutchPost.com and pick it up by way of video. We're just about 4 minutes away from the start of this matchup. So, Dan, we kind of covered everything in the pregame. It's going to be an interesting ball game. You're going to hear us call Owen Bailey a lot, and also Evan Cantu, but Owen Bailey with kind of a Hutchinson connection.
We do have a connection to Hutchinson. Owen Bailey is the nephew of Zane Himmerling by marriage, so we'll be watching number 16. He's a strong young man, about 190-pound quarterback who can throw it or run it. So we'll be keeping an eye on number 16 at the quarterback position tonight. We'll also be watching number 25, Evan Cantu, very carefully. He's the main running back for the Maize South Mavericks. He already has approximately 500 yards rushing in the first 2 games of this year.
Junior little brother of Colin Shields, Karsten Shields, is a junior outside linebacker. Wears number 57 if you're watching on the stream. Colin, the reason I mentioned that, he's on the Hutchinson Community College roster, which they're off this week. They have Fort Scott coming in next Saturday on the 25th. And we'll be able to broadcast that one back again at Gowan Stadium. But Owen Bailey stepped in for Colin. Owen Bailey is also a sophomore, so he's waited his turn. He's 5'9", 185. What do we know about Owen Bailey?
He looks very good on tape the first 2 games of this season. Maize South won big over Great Bend and over Salina South, and they did it through the air and on the ground. Their offense looked pretty tough. Their defense, again, is smaller than Garden City's defense. Last week we saw a big, strong Garden City defense. Tonight you're going to see a different look out of the opponent's defense. They go with speed.
Captains are headed out to the center part of the field for the opening flip of the coin. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back with more from Maize South High School and Hutch High football right here on KWBW right after this 60-second timeout.
Cody Smith, attorney at law and an alumni of Hutch High, would like to wish the very best to the Salthawks this season. Cody specializes in bankruptcy and other areas of the law. If you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, give Cody a call. Don't wait until creditors garnish your bank account or paycheck. Call Cody Smith, attorney at law, at 620-259-2424 or visit codysmith.law. That's .L-A-W. Cody is a debt relief attorney, helping people file for relief under the bankruptcy code. Go Salthawks.
All Vader Jackson financial advisors are now Envision Investment Group. Due to the growth of the investment and client relations team, they have a new location to better serve you. 15 Compound Drive in Hutchinson. Stay tuned for an open house, time and date to be announced soon. We understand there have been many changes, so please feel free to reach us at 669-8291. Check for updates at envisionig.com. Envision Investment Group, your future is our focus. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Looks like Maize South won the toss, and they will defer to the second half. So Hutchinson will defend the goal to the north, and they'll be receiving the kickoff. And be going left to right as you watch on your screen and listen on your radio dial as well. Maize South dressed out in their home blacks with white numerals. Love these guys that I can see numerals so easily. Same way with these Salthawks there in their road whites with blue helmets and blue numbers trimmed in gold, so we'll be able to pay attention to who's who tonight pretty easily.
When Maize South kicks off, they go with a slightly different kickoff formation than you usually see. They'll have 2 different rows of players.
Here we go, get set as they will be kicking off, and Maize will be again defending the goal to the south. They'll tow it up on the 40-yard line. Their kicker looks to be Sam Parks. We've had Bill Parks out there before, but now we have Sam Parks.
Rusty, if you're listening, this is the real Sam Parks.
Yeah, this is the real Sam Parks. He's the brother of Bill. Name. Yeah, exactly. And he's going to be kicking off. Young man is a sophomore here at Maize South. And we are just about to get underway. It is a gorgeous night for football And he approaches the ball, and we are underway. The kick, high end-over-end kick, taken at the 3-yard line. Up back on that left side is going to take it, try to go around that left end. Gets a block on the outside, and then finally is curtailed and knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Salthawks returning was Terrell King.
Good coverage there by Ladislao Hymas. He spells his name Jaimes, but he pronounces it Hymas. Nice coverage.
King tried to turn that corner around the left side, did pick up the block, but only got it out to the 15. A lot of east and west running. That doesn't work well on a north and south field. Here we go. As again, Hutchinson deep in his own territory sets up 1st and 10 from his own 15-yard line. Kokar, the quarterback. He sends a man in motion, gives it to the first man through, and that's going to be Hogan, and he's forward for about a yard on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 9 situation for Hutch High. Well, actually, that was Hippen carrying the football. We talked about that. It was 40 instead of 30. My mistake, Dan.
Hippen will wear 40 as he has moved from the defensive line to the fullback position. He's 235 pounds at fullback, so he can wear down a defense.
Yeah, Hogan will set up in that slot on the right side. And also they'll be on the left side will be Burgess. The turn to give a straight ahead running. Again, it's going to be Hippen. Picks up a yard or two on the play. 3rd down and about 7 coming up for the Salthawks.
Well played by that Maize South Maverick defense the first 2 plays, because Hutchinson desperately wants to establish the zone dive, running inside the tackles with the fullback. If they can get 5-6 yards of play out of that, then it opens up everything else in the Salthawk playbook.
Big play right here. 3rd down and 7 for the Salthawks. Nose of the football on the 18-yard line. The Salthawk 18-yard line. So Hutchinson will come out. They'll set it up right there. 3rd down and 7. The turn to keep by Kokar. He's got some room. He's at the 30. He's up to the 40. One man to beat. 40-yard line, 30. They finally get him by a shoestring. He falls forward to about the 25-yard line. What a pickup by Kokar around that left side. He optioned it and took it all the way down. And he hit at about the 26.
And Ladislao Hymas appears to have injured a shoulder, but he wants to stay on the field. He made the touchdown-saving tackle.
Matt, you got to get that set up. So. Yes, he did, and quickly Kokar. What a great run by Kokar right there. They take it all the way down to the 26. Just about made it into the end zone, but he was tripped up. The turn to give the hip, and he flies forward across the 25 down to about the 22-yard line.
That 3rd down play picked up 56 yards for Noah Kokar.
Dorian Hippen doing a great job out there. He is a junior. Well, you got 2 great running backs out there with Hogan and Hippen now. And then you throw into the pile also with some speed Armstrong.
And Kokar himself is a all-state caliber type runner.
Split out right side and left for the Salthawks. 2nd down, and we'll call it 6 from the 22. And a whistle on the play, stoppage of play. The play timeout's going to be taken. Hutchinson didn't get set up like they wanted to. There'll be a quick timeout on the field. We'll take a 30-second break. Hutchinson on the drive with 9:20 to go in the first quarter of play with the ball on the 22-yard line of Maize South. Will return in 30 seconds.
The medicine shop. When you drop your prescriptions off, the personal care you'll find there will make you feel all better. The meds you need, delivered with speed. The lowest price is guaranteed. Get your prescriptions with no hassle. At 14th and Main at the Little White Castle. You'll feel all better at the medicine shop.
Welcome back to Maize South. Hutch on the run with a big run by Kokar on 3rd down and long, Dan, as he was open by the time he got to the Hutch 40. Had one man to beat. They dove and got a hold of his ankle and tripped him up. Otherwise, it would have been 6 on the board.
That was a 56-yard pickup on 3rd and 7, just what the doctor ordered for Hutchinson.
Split out wide on the right side. That's going to be Nick Lang on the left side. Turn the pitch on the outside. Hogan's got some room. He's up to 20, 15, 10, 5. Let's see if he gets in the end zone. He will. A big touchdown, a 22-yard run by Hogan around that left side. It is 6 on the board for the Salt Hawks. What a run.
It was option left. Noah Kokar read it perfectly. Zach Hogan sprinted into the left corner of the end zone, and I don't know if he was touched.
85 yards on the drive. They got down there quickly, Dan, after the first couple of carries kind of stalled out way back in Hutchinson territory, but then the Kokar run took it to the 22. He had a 26. He had a hip and run for a couple yards, and then Hogan around the corner. Here's the hold. The extra point is up and on its way, and it is good. And Hutchinson gets first blood, jumps on the board with 9:12 to go in quarter number 1. Hutchinson leading it 7-0 over the Maize South Mavericks. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll wait the Hutch kickoff coming your way in 30 seconds.
If you're an athlete of any age, in any sport, you want to perform at your best. And you can't if you're hampered by aches and pains. Dr. Cecilia Hinton at Prairie Star has extensive training in sports medicine. She has your back, your hip, your knee, whatever's causing you problems. Dr. Hinton is on your side and ready to help you at Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Hutchinson scores on the board, 7-0 with 9:12 to go in quarter number 1. We'll wait the Hutchinson kickoff, and we'll see what Maize South is going to do with the ball as Bailey and company will get set. Owen Bailey, the quarterback for the Mavericks. Boy, a beautiful view over West Wichita, so to speak. Maize, a nice city in its own over here, outskirts of Wichita.
Occasionally we'll see a commercial jet flying across the moon in their glide path as they come in for a landing at the airport.
I watched that moon all night last night. I was over at Andover for the Grease, the musical. Here comes the kickoff, and it's going to be kind of a pooch kick taken at about the 16-yard line and a return around that left side with some room to run. Maize South on the run. Down the sidelines, on our near sidelines, missed tackle, and he's going to take it to the house. Let's check for flags. Nothing there, and Maize has answered the Hutchinson touchdown with a touchdown of their own with 8:58 to go in this first quarter of play. Well, we'll wait the extra point. How about that, Dan Nacarado? Young man took it around that left corner and just rambled his way down there. Braxton Bigley.
Braden Winter.
Braden Winter, thank you. As he was able to, number 12.
6 foot, 175-pound junior. 84-yard kick return for the touchdown. That's an exciting play. It's a big play for Maize South.
Boy, it really is, as he just took it around the outside. And point after kick is up, is good. We're tied up, 7 points apiece. 8:58 to go in the first quarter of play. We will now await the Maize South kickoff and see if Hutch can answer back. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. Maize kicking off, 7-7 tie, just under 9 minutes to go in this first quarter of play. Don't go away. This is going to be a good one.
If 1040 is your favorite time of day, you've got Tax Pro potential. At H&R Block, you could turn your passion for tax prep and helping people into a career with us. Local classes near you, beginning September 20th in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth. Learn more at hrBlock.com/be-a-pro. Enrollment in or completion of the H&R Block income tax course is neither an offer nor a guarantee of employment. Enrollment restrictions apply.
Well, Maize answered quickly, and down the field they went. A quick return all the way down to the end zone. By the time he hit stride at the 40, he was right down that near sideline. Of course, he had teammates cheering him on from the sidelines, and Hutch had a couple opportunities, just couldn't get to him, Dan.
The fireworks is going off here at Maize South. We're less than 3 minutes into this football game, and it's already 7-7.
Let's see if they kick to King again or not. Here comes the kick. It's going to come right at King. He's going to pick it up at the 4. He'll angle to his left side, tries to pick up some blockers. And around that corner, he turns it, gets a corner. He's at the 20, and he's finally knocked down. Looked like it could have maybe been a face mask, and there is a flag on the field over there. It'll mark it right at the 26-yard line. Let's see what it's going to be.
Most definitely a face mask. It was a flagrant type of face mask that unfortunately spun Terrell King all the way around as he was running in full stride.
He's trying to turn that corner. Personal foul. Illegal blindside block is what they're calling. It's going to be on Hutchinson. It's not a face mask.
Oh, my gosh.
So they'll mark it off against the Salthawks, and Hutch will start deep in their own territory just like they did a little while ago. They'll mark it right at the 13-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Hawks right at the 13.
When we get home tonight, I'll have to take a look at Matt Peterson's film because I thought for sure I saw a face mask there.
I thought so too. Matt, of course, our video photographer. He's a freshman at Hutch High, doing a great job. Took over for Sister Sarah, and she's now a student at Hutch Community College. Kokar under center. Turns, gives it straight ahead. Running. Heppen has a big hole. He's across the 20 and finally tackled there. Pickup of about 6 yards on the play. And finally stopped out there by number 41. That'll be Jacob Nagy makes the tackle. Boy, that was a big hole, Dan. Could have drove a truck through it. And Hippen's big as a truck. He just about took off to the races.
Hutchinson now has a version of Thunder and Lightning with Hippen bringing the Thunder and the rest of the backfield bringing the Lightning.
2nd and 3, ball on the 20-yard line. Hutch's own 20-yard line. 7-7 tie. First quarter of action. Gibb. Pitch on the outside is loose. Finally Hogan picks it up. Now he's going to try to turn the corner, make something out of nothing, and he's thrown to the turf out about the 14-yard line.
Anthony Johnson made the tackle, but Hutchinson did avert total disaster because the ball luckily bounced right off the turf back into Zach Hogan's hands, and he was able to secure the football.
So now a 3rd down and 9 call coming your way as Maize South defense tries to shore up here. They think they can get it stopped, and
Zion Burgess entered the game at fullback, a little bit more speed in the backfield.
So Zion will be back there. Hutch will have Hogan over in over on the left side. Give straight up the middle, not much there. And it was Burgess on the drive. That'll bring up a 4th down, and we'll call it 6 situation. They will have to punt the football away, and back in punt formation will go for Hutchinson. That'll be Noah Kokar. So 7-7 tie. Hutchinson drive stalls out right here, and they'll have to kick it away. And Maize South will have wonderful field position. They're set to receive the punt at about the 45 or 50-yard line. They got a man deep, and I think that's also going to be that ball straight up in the air. Let's see if it takes a Hutch bounce. It will, and it'll head into the Maize South side of the 50 and roll dead at about the 42-yard line.
That's a 40-yard punt by Noah Kokar, and he kicked it off of the sprint because it appears that he might have the green light if he sees enough turf in front of him to just run it, try to get the first down.
Yeah, that was pretty maybe right there if they would have done that. Not the case.
Would have been high risk deep in their own territory.
Well, Lace the West with an early score, 7-0 over Shawnee Mission South. We'll run down some other one. Manhattan also on top of Highland Park. With the football here, it will be Maize South, though, give it away, and quick running all the way around, turning the corner, a pickup of about 10 yards on the carry is going to be Evan Cantu.
Evan Cantu is the real deal, folks. He reminds me a lot of Alec McEwen, who played so well for Hutchinson all last season.
Where's number 25? If you're watching on the stream, it will be a first down. They'll give it again to Cantu. He runs hard. He's down to about the 45-yard line, cut down there by Newquist.
That's what Kinzer Newquist does for this Hutchinson Salttalk defense. He comes up from his free safety position to make tackles near the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 8 from the 45 of Hutchinson now for Maize South. The Mavericks on the run. They'll set up, and they'll be in a shotgun situation. Owen Bailey back there at the quarterback spot. Now he sends a man in motion. And he'll keep it himself. He'll roll around the right side. Hutch stops him at the 40, short of the first down, but after a pickup of 5 yards, it'll make it a the 3rd down and 3 call from the 40 of Hutchinson. Glenn Grunwald, Dan Nacarado with you, Matt Peterson on the stream. Sending it all back to HutchPost.com. 5:38 to go, first quarter play. We're tied at 7. The fake pass and trying to run it, and he gets some extra effort and finally takes it, and that's going to again be Cantu. He'll move the chains. It's going to be inside the 35. Well, they mark it right at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mavericks.
Kinzer Newquist came up again quickly from his free safety position, made contact at the line of scrimmage, but Evan Cantu was able to bounce off of the tackle and pick up yards.
They'll set up in the shotgun again. Again, Cantu. He'll send a man in motion. Right to left, back to pass is going to be Bailey. He runs out of the room and throws a pass. Great catch made right at about the 26-yard line.
Caleb Crum came up with the shoestring catch. That's a hard catch to make.
You betcha. Picks up about 9. We'll say 2nd down and 1.
Maize South going up tempo.
They get the snap to give to Cantu. Straight ahead running. Finally dropped at about the 20-yard line. He has the first down on the move, the chains. Maize South Mavericks on the run right here, driving it down inside, deep inside. Now inside the red zone. They'll mark it officially at the 19.
Nolan Cunningham came across the field to make the tackle.
1st and 10 for the Mavericks inside the red zone now at the 19 of Hutchinson. 7-7 tie. Back to pass. And it's thrown and just about picked off, but it was caught. There was 2 Salthawks there, but caught on that far side. Nice catch by McCormack, Luke McCormack. He's a senior wide receiver, gathered in, picked up about 3 yards on the carry, on the catch.
Good coverage by Titan Hinahaw. It was just a perfect pass.
2nd and 7 from the 16 of Hutchinson. Mavericks set up. They had a return kickoff for a touchdown that tied it at 7. Cantu has it. He'll run around the right side, and they'll be stymied and stopped after about an 8-yard pickup. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 to go. It's a long 2. We'll give it more than that. 3rd down and about 3. Ball on the 16 of Hutchinson.
Quite a test here for that Salthawk defense.
I say that now. Actually, they marked it at about the 12. Late on the clock, getting it marked properly. 3rd down and a long 3. Bailey, the quarterback, gives it to Cantu. There's contact made, but he breaks the plane at the 10. I think he's short of the first down, however.
Justin Evans got into the Maize South backfield to make contact a couple of yards deep, but Evan Cantu's a tough young man to bring down.
Substitutions now defensively for the Salthawks. They make a couple different substitutions. Coming in there quickly is going to be Griffin Cook. 4th down and 1. They're going to go for it. Bailey, why not? He wants to run it straight ahead, running as the first down inside of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at about the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for the Mavericks on the Hutch 7.
I want to thank Dwight Himmerling for sharing that information with us about the quarterback for Maize South, Owen Bailey, being the nephew of Zane Himmerling.
Well, he picked up the first down. Now they're inside of the 10 at the 7. 1st and goal from the 7 for the Mavericks. We're tied at 7 apiece. 2:33 to go. First quarter of action from Maize South High School. Man in motion. Right to left. Back is Bailey. He'll lob it out. The catch is made at the 5-yard line. Quick result, though. Coming up to make the quick stop out there was Hunter. And also out there on the stop was Hinahaw. Titan Hinahaw along with Hunter making a nice stop right at about the, we'll say the 7-yard line. So no gain on the play. 2nd to go from the 7 around Cantu. Steps inside, slides sideways, and is dropped inside the 5. We'll mark it at the 4. So big 3rd down call coming at the 4-yard line. 3rd down and goal.
This came tonight. The polar opposite of the game we watched last Friday night against Garden City.
Yeah, both teams moving the ball well. You bet. Bailey, a little bit of confusion. Finally looks, goes up under center, gives a check call. Now back, Cantu on his left hip. Maize South on the drive. at the Hutch 4, stepping up, and they're going to stop him, and he's short of the goal line, dropped at about the 4. Nice hustle in there by a couple of different Salt Hawks. One number that I saw wrap him up was Aaron Jefferson.
Yeah, it was a nice play. No gain. It was a quarterback draw, and that can be difficult to defend. Hutchinson Salt Hawks did it well.
So they're going to settle for a field goal. Now watch for the fake possibly, but they're going to set it up. It'll be held right at the 11, so this will be a 21-yard field goal happening with 48 seconds to go in quarter number 1, trying to give Maize South the lead. There's a hole. The kick is up and on its way, and it is good. Your score with 41 seconds remaining to go in this first quarter of play. It's Maize South 10, Hutch High 7. We'll await the Maize South kickoff coming your way right after this 30-second timeout.
Hutchinson High School sports is on air thanks to these outstanding Salt Hawk boosters. The Medicine Shop, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Hayden's & Co. Salon and Beyond, American Family Insurance Agent Travis Rodenbaugh, APAC Shears, Pools Plus, First National Bank, Next Tech Wireless, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, Prairie Star Health Center, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Axel's Taxi, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker. Thanks for listening.
Welcome back. Salt Hawks will receive 10-7 your score. Maize South on top. 41 seconds to go in the first quarter play. Glenn Grunwald, Dan Nacarado, along with Matt Peterson right here on KWBW, Hutchinson, Kansas. 1450 on your AM dial, 98.5 on your FM dial, hutchpost.com on your internet.
See if the freshman Terrell King gets another return opportunity here.
King on our near side, and it'll go way over his head, hit in the end zone. And it's going to be a touchback. Fans here in front of us thought it might have clipped inside the pylon on toward us, but not the case. It'll be a touchback, and Hutch will take over.
There was a little bit of a collision along the sideline that I think some of the fans felt like should not have happened, but when you're blocking for a return, you can't turn around and see if the ball's gone into the end zone.
We're going to mark it at the 20 on the touchback, so Hutch will set up shop there. Their third drive, scored on their first possession. Their second possession stalled out and allowed a 21-yard field goal from Maize South. The turn, give it the middle, nothing there. Maybe a pickup of a half a yard on the carry. We'll say 1. Second down and 9 for Hutch High. That carry was hitting.
Really the problem on the last possession for Hutchinson was the errant pitch that resulted in a loss of
that really set them back.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they lost about, 7 yards on that play alone. Hogan did a good job to get back to the original line of scrimmage plus 1. Here's second down and we'll call it 9. From the 21, Hutch's own 21.
The thing is, on that dive inside the tackles, even if Hutchinson doesn't pick up very many yards, they're wearing down the defense.
Okay, Burgess and Hogan switch spots in the slot, and that's going to...
Took too long.
Maybe a timeout to save it.
Yeah, they did.
And Hutchinson, that's the end of the quarter. That takes the quarter. So they'll take it to the second quarter of play. Hutchinson and Maize South locked up in a good one. It's 10-7. Maize South on top. We'll go to the second quarter play. We'll be back in 1 minute right here from Maize South.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use FirstPay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need a pharmacy you can rely on? One where they focus on learning your name and your needs? Being the best pharmacy possible, having a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and stocking the products you need is what Ashcraft Pharmacy is all about. Whether it is dry skin, a cough, or runny nose, aches and pains, or something that requires prescription medications, you can count on Ashcraft Pharmacy in South Hutchinson. Stop in, call, pick up curbside, or we'll be happy to deliver. Ashcraft Pharmacy, Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Hutch High breaks the huddle. They start the second quarter play.
Maize South 10, Hutch High 7. Hutch High has the ball. Second down and 9 on their own 21-yard line. Hutch now going right to the left if you're listening and watching on the stream. Kokar pitches it back and it loses yardage again. Kokar trying to get to Hogan, and Hogan got called and for a loss on about 6 yards, so it'll bring up a third down and long.
Ladislao Hymas got deep into the backfield. Remember, he's the one that made the touchdown-saving tackle after Kokar picked up 56 yards early in the game. He's a good one. This is Ladislao Hymas.
Dan, I'm not really sure what happened on that play, as Kokar looked like he flipped it back. Not necessarily a pitch. Hogan just had time to get on it, and that was about it. Third down and long. Kokar wants to throw the football. Steps up, trying to make something out of nothing. He'll be corralled and thrown for a loss. A sack on the play. They'll take him. It'll be fourth down and probably about 16. And a loss on the play. They'll mark the ball at about the 18-yard line.
Noah Kokar is a very impressive quarterback. We love watching him play the position. On that particular play, he gave up on the pass. He gave up on his receivers a little bit too soon and tried to leave the pocket.
Yeah, he needs to get out of that pocket quicker. Josh was coming up with Josh Coleman on the sack. Here's a kick by Kokar. High end over end kick. It will take a Salt Hawk bounce, though, still inside of Maverick territory. They'll mark it at about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. So Hutchinson's dry straw stalled out. Matter of fact, going the wrong direction. I'm going to have to get some things fixed up front right there to get Kokar a little bit more time. 10:31 to go in the second quarter play. It's 10-7. Mavericks over the Salt Hawks right now.
Noah Kokar is such an outstanding runner. It's a temptation to try to take off and scramble a little bit before your receivers have a chance to finish off their routes.
And he has the green light to do that.
He does, that's right.
But it could be some happy feet, don't you think?
On that play, I think his receivers would have broken open had he waited just a split second longer to throw the ball.
All right. Back to pass. Bailey airs it out on the right side. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver deep down the field. And again, number 12, Braden Winter, who already has a TD by way of the touchdown return, had to go right through his fingertips. Clock is stopped at the 1:26 mark. It'll be second down and 10. Wow, that was close to being a nice catch in that deep corner. Andover Central on top of Goddard Eisenhower, 7-0 after one quarter of play. Andover and Salina Central, 0-0 tie. Give up the middle. Nice positive pickup for Maize South up to about the 27-yard line. It's going to bring up a third down and 3 call. Newquist with another tackle.
Maize South in 4-down territory, so if they don't pick up the first down on this snap, they'll probably take another shot at it.
Brady Rapp comes into the contest. So they'll go with a 2-back set with Cantu back there as well. Bailey, the quarterback, third down and 4. He'll keep it himself, go straight up the middle. He's going to be dropped right there at the 25-yard line. Pick up of a yard. Fourth down and about a long 2, right around 3 yards to go for the first down. So Patterson on the tackle.
Good solid tackle by linebacker Ben Patterson. 9:30 to play in the second quarter. Maize South 10, Hutchinson 7.
Fourth down and 3. Let's see if they go for another field goal or not. It looks like they are going to set up for another field goal, so they'll wait for Sam Parks to get out there.
Oh, that surprises me.
It does me as well.
This is a 42-yarder.
You betcha. This is a 42-yarder. The hold, the kick, it's up and on its way. It's got some room, got plenty of room, and it is good. That's one of the longest field goals we have seen this year. And it's 3 on the board for Maize South. 13-7, Maize South with the lead. We will await the kick out from Maize South. 9:04 to go in the second quarter of play if you're scoring. And don't go away. We'll be right back. A 6-point lead for the Maize South Mavericks. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
Maize South with a 42-yard field goal. They go up 13-7 on the Salt Hawks of Hutchinson. 9:04 to go in the second quarter of play. Dodge City 7, Wichita South nothing. That's the end of one quarter play. Buhler and Winfield locked up at 0 apiece. We'll run down some other scores in just a second.
How about a 42-yard field goal that had plenty of room to spare by the sophomore, Sam Parks?
And Parks will kick off.
Bet you he puts this one in the end zone.
Us has Kokar on our near side and King on our far side. Here comes the kick, and it is going to sail into the end zone. That kid's a good kicker.
Yeah, when you make a 42-yard field goal in high school with plenty of room to spare right down the middle of the uprights, and then you kick off, there's a good chance that kickoff's going to have a little bit of...
He's only a sophomore. All right, taking over now will be Hutchinson. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. 13-7. The lead for Maize South is scored on a kickoff return, and then they had 2 field goals as well.
Makes this a pretty important drive for Hutchinson.
Noel Kokar up under center. Wants to give it off and gives it around. Some room to run and a forward. Nice pickup. About an 8-yard pickup. Kokar kept it himself. Played the option over there pretty well.
The thing is, when you put Hippen at fullback at 235 pounds, even when he doesn't get the ball, he becomes like an extra offensive lineman as he continues downfield.
Hutchinson with a couple timeouts left. Second down, and we'll call it 2. Ball's on the 28-yard line. Hutch's own 28. Kokar down under center. Sends a man in motion. The give straight away running by Hippen. He's got some room. He's at the 40, to the 50, inside of Maize South territory, 30. Turn it on, big guy. And he's finally tackled at about the 19. Nice run, and they just caught up with him. They had the angle, and a big run by Hippen.
That's a 52-yard gain by the big 235-pound fullback Dorian Hippen.
Well, he ripped through that line, and then he just off to the races. Started to pull away from the Mavericks, Dan, but finally they had the angle on him, and they tripped him up, and his knee hit at the 20. 1st and 10 for Hutchinson. They're inside the red zone of the Maize South Mavericks.
Put Hogan back at fullback now.
Sends a man in motion, gives a Hogan. He plows forward, picks up a yard. Inside the red zone, 2nd down and 9 now.
Probably want to give Hippen 2 or 3 plays to get his wind back after that 50-yard gain.
I keep waiting for Hogan to bust one of those. Last year we were so used to McEwen hitting that line of scrimmage and busting through to the second tier, and then he was off to the races. Hogan off to the races. Hogan has not done that yet this year.
He does have from the L position the 22-yard touchdown run in the first quarter tonight.
Mm-hmm. Said 2nd down. They'll say 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play. Kokar, the quarterback, left hash marks, west mark. Give up the middle, straight ahead running. It's going to be Hogan.
Zach Hogan on the run.
Picks up about 2 on the carry. 3rd down and 7. They say 2. 3rd down and 8.
For the last few years, the Salt Hawk offense does not huddle up. They wear wristbands, and they look to the sideline for the play call.
Here comes Hippen. Back into the ball game. Hogan will check out. So Hippen, the big fullback, looks at his wristband. Also split wide on that left side now. It's going to be Keelan O'Sullivan. Hogan, check that. Kokar back to pass. Has a receiver out there. Catch is made. Touchdown Hutchinson. Coming up with it on the big catch out there was Armstrong. He brought it in from right out about the 18-yard line. We're 6, and we're tied at 13 apiece.
Right over the middle. Perfectly thrown ball. Nice catch.
Daquan Armstrong. Daquan Armstrong, excuse me. Thought there was an S in there. My eyes are
Was it number 25?
Yes, it was. It was 25 on the catch. There's the point after kick is good, and Hutch regains the lead with 6:31 to go in the second quarter. 14-13, Hutch on top. We'll be back for the Salt Hawk kickoff right after this 30-second timeout.
The Kansas State Fair is right around the corner, and we couldn't be more excited. Finally, delicious fair food, rides, music, and remarkably low prices on all of our spas, grills, and outdoor furniture. Come see Pools Plus this year at the Kansas State Fair, September 10th through the 19th. Come take advantage of the savings. Give the professionals at Pools Plus a call to schedule your pool closing. Our schedule is filling up fast. Stay safe and shop local. Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Hutchinson with the big TD. And all of a sudden, Hutchinson takes the lead with 6:31 to go in quarter number 2. And now it'll be Hutch's turn to kick off. Got a good one going here, Dan. 14-13, Salt Hawks on top.
I'm going to make a prediction that we'll see an onside kick at some point tonight. The way these two offenses are moving the ball up and down the field, you need to steal an extra possession somewhere.
See if it's going to happen or not. Salt Hawks break huddle and get set to kick it away. Hutch's kicker, again, is Tayson Runyon, and he's a good one. So a freshman kicker for Hutch and a sophomore kicker for Maize South. Here he approaches the ball. There's the kick. It's going to be a little pooch kick, taking it about the 30-yard line. Fair catch called there by Maize South. They'll set it officially up at the 31. Now Maize South will set up shop, and they'll have the ball. Let's see what they're going to do.
Take over on the 30-yard.
That was a nice pass
it was.
To Armstrong.
Hutchinson needed a drive there. They were down 13-7, and they answered with the 80-yard touchdown drive, including a 52-yard gain by Hippen on the ground and then an 18-yard touchdown pass.
First quarter score, Garden City 7, Wichita West nothing. Here we go with Maize South with the possession. They'll send a man in motion. The keep by the quarterback. Bailey strips it outside, and a nice stop by Hutchinson. A loss on the play as they cut him in half, and back out there carrying the ball was number 13. That's Braxton Bigley.
Ben Patterson made the tackle, but that was designed to be a little bit of a trick play where he was looking to pass the ball, but Stephon Hunter had great coverage downfield.
Clock nearing the 6-minute mark of this first half of play. We're in the second quarter. And a 14-13 lead for the Salt Hawks. Nice pass right in the middle of traffic, but caught by a Maize South player right at about the 36-yard line.
Owen Bailey definitely threaded the needle on that pass. Nolan Cunningham very nearly came up with the pick.
Caleb Crum was right there in traffic to make the catch.
Yeah, that's a tough catch to make.
Third down and 5.
Right in the middle.
3rd and 5 from their own 36 for Maize South. That's gold Maverick emblem on their helmets. Back to pass. Play fake. Goes long. He has a receiver out there. Catches in and out of the hands on that far side. And dropping the pass was Braden Winter. He would have had 6 on the board if he caught that pass as Hutchinson was torched on that far side.
It was a pump and go. The quarterback faked the pass as if he was going to throw it short. Then he recocked it. Just was inches out of reach, or it would have been a touchdown.
Newquist needs to point up to the sky a little bit right there. They got a break. 5-6-17 clock stop with the incomplete pass. 14-13 Hutchinson, and they're going to come in quickly and get set on 4th down and 5.
See if they have enough time to get it off.
Exactly. 4 seconds on the play clock. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. There's the snap. Here comes the kick. It's up on its way. Newquist is back there and takes a fair catch. Hutchinson has it in their own territory at about the 27-yard line. So Hutchinson will now set up, leading it by 1 inside the 5:13 mark of this first half of play. We're in quarter number 2.
That Hutchinson offense looks very good on the last drive. Let's see if they can duplicate it.
See Braxton Jones running the sideline for KWCH like he used to for Hutch Community College.
Good man.
Does a nice job. Kokar, the quarterback. 1st and 10 Hutch. Gives straight away running. That's going to be, again, Hippen. And bounces forward to about the 29. Pickup of about 3 or actually, 3 on the play. Second down and 7. They'll mark it right at the 30. Hippen's going to be what Hippen will do. Will put some bruises on the defense. Now, who wears down first, Hippen or the defense?
I think Hippen will wear down the defense.
Tell you what, he's a good-sized young man, and that's the plan right now. He and Hogan to go back and forth. There's a keep by on the outside. The pitch to Burgess. He has some room. The 40-yard line to the 50. Cuts to the left side. He's finally wrapped up at the 41 of Maize South. That's a nice pickup right there of about 29 yards on the little pitch to Burgess.
I love the way Kokar made that pitch at the last possible instant. He drew the defense to himself and then pitched it, and that's what opened up the big gain for Burgess.
And I'll mark it right at the 41, so that was the 30 of Hutchinson to the 41. Like I said, a 29-yard burst around that left side by Burgess. First down and 10 for Hutch. Ball on the 41 of Maize South. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarado and Matt Peterson bringing you all the action right here on KWBW. The give again to Hippen. He's got some room. He rolls to the 35. Pick up 6 on the play. Going Hippen on the run. 3:47 to go into quarter number 2. Second and 5 on the 36.
Hippen is a punishing fullback.
Second down and 6 for the Salthawks. No break huddle. Split out wide left and right. On our near side is going to be Miller. Malachi caught a touchdown pass last week. Now put a man in motion. Hogan gives it off to Burgess around the right side off the slot play. He's short of the first down by about a yard. It'll bring up a third down and short. Third down and 1.
Ran the counter.
They'll mark it right at the 32. They got to get to the 31 for the first down. 3:06 to go in quarter 2. Salthawks on the drive.
I really admire the way Zach Hogan is willing to play whatever position the coach asks him to play to help his team win. He's moving around to 3 or 4 different positions in that backfield tonight.
I'm going to say third down and 2. Maize South fans on their feet. The turn to pitch. Hogan trying to turn the corner. He's wrapped up for a loss at the 35. A loss of a yard on the play. It'll bring up fourth down. And I don't know, Dan, you've been moving the football. You got a bruising fullback out there.
Jacob Nagy did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
Nagy did a great job of getting to the outside and stopping Zach Hogan on that play. It's 4th and 4 at the 35. You probably go for it on fourth down here.
I kind of believe you will. Let's see what they do. Yes, they are. Hogan stays out there. Check that. Kokar stays out there. Hogan as well.
Might try to pull him offside.
Yeah,
first.
Hippen's there too. It would be a first down if you can pull him offside. Man in motion. Hogan dips outside. Now they'll reset the offense.
Take a timeout.
It's down to 0, and they got the timeout taken just in time. We'll take a quick 30. Hutch takes the timeout with 1:58 to go before the end of the quarter. We're in the second quarter of play. Hutch with the lead, 14-13. Fourth down and 3. We'll be back in a half minute.
Apex Shears has deep roots in Kansas. This is Tom Stivers. We were started by George Shears in 1874, just 3 years after the founding of Hutchinson, and are Hutchinson's first contractor. Apex Shears is known for big highway projects, but think local when you need a new driveway, parking lot, or other paving project. Apex Shears is proud to provide local jobs and employ local people. Find out more about your local construction and aggregate company by visiting apexshears.com, a CRH company.
Well, it brings up a big 4th down and 4 situation. Again, for the Salthawks here. They had the ball on their own, on the 35-yard line of Maize South.
It was a good idea to try to pull Maize South offsides.
Sure.
You know, personally, I always like to see coaches try to do that on third down or maybe even second down sometimes. It's usually more successful than when it's 4th and 4 because most of the time the other team is very much aware that if they jump off sides on 4th and 4, the coach isn't going to like that very much.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. Inside the 2 minutes, 1:58 to go in the second quarter. Hutch up by 1, 14-13. Hutch with a 4th down and 4. Man in motion, Burgess. Wants to pass. That's Kokar. He'll drop it across the middle. Incomplete pass out of its reach at the 10-yard line. Nice try out there. Good idea. The intended receiver was Nick Lang, and just off its mark a little bit, Maize South will take over 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line.
Ladislao Hymas had the coverage, and he is still kind of holding that one arm after he made the touchdown-saving tackle early in the first quarter. He's a little bit banged up.
Minute and 53 to go in quarter number 2. Let's see if Maize South can put a quick drive together. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Bailey, the quarterback, looks to the left side. Catch is made, and finally Ben Patterson corrals him. Positive pickup of yards. Did he get the first down? I don't believe he did. He's short by about a yard on the play. They'll mark it at the 44. They'll go with a hurry-up offense. A minute and 36 to go. Maize South on the move. Quick up the middle, and Cantu gets the first down, rolls forward to the Hutchinson, right at about right inside of Hutch, right at the 50. Not inside of Hutch territory yet, but it'll be a first down for the Mavericks.
Maize South still has all 3 timeouts.
They'll go with a shotgun formation. There's the throw. Hit as he threw it. There's a receiver out there. Incomplete pass. Bailey was hit right as he threw the football, so that might have altered that throw a little bit. He had a man out there. Dan was not able to get to him.
I think that was Braden Rodriguez maybe that brought some pressure. But
on that
you're
right side, yeah.
That's what, whoever it was, that's what stopped that play.
Braden wears number 58. Good baseball as well as JV basketball player. And he gets set. He anchors that left side of the defensive line. 2nd down and 10. Throws on the left side. In and out of the receiver's hands. Stop the clock with the incomplete pass with a minute and 8 to go. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 call. Just outside of a minute to go in the second quarter of play.
Titan Hennaha playing some good corner cover right now.
Here's the second quarter score everybody's interested in. Derby 27, Bishop Carroll 10.
You say Bishop Carroll 10, Derby
27.
27,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So the Derby Panthers for real again. 3rd down and 10 here. Back to passes. Owen looks to the right side. Receiver catches it, turns upfield, out of bounds at about the 40. Stops the clock with a minute and 2 to go. Nice clock management right there on the play, on the sideline by the Mavericks. It moves the chains, stops the clock. And let's see where they mark it. Looked to be right at the 40.
Yep, right at the 40, and Maize South still has 3 timeouts at their disposal.
So see if Hutchinson is going to bend but not break here. With 62 seconds left to go in the quarter, Maize South trailing by 1.
Good time for a pick.
And keep in mind, Maize South with a really good field goal kicker. Back to pass, Bailey, pressure on him, now he runs out of the pocket, tucks it away, and he'll keep it. Ball on the turf, did Hutch come up with it? Yes, I believe they did. Let's whistle it. Yes, they did. Hutch got the big fumble. Capture that if you can, Mac, because that was a big one. Right there, right in front of the Maize South bench, and Hutchinson will have the ball with 54 seconds left to go. How about that defense?
Owen Bailey, it was a pass play. He started to scramble, but he never tucked the ball away. He still held the ball like he was planning to throw it, and he lost it.
I did not see who got on it for the Salthawks, but good heads-up play right now. Now, Hutch, you try to make something happen, but you don't want to have a turnover.
Right.
You got to be very, very careful.
And only 1 timeout.
Yep, and only 1 timeout. Let's see if you can bust one up in the middle and see if you can get into the secondary. You just don't want to make that mistake. It's going to allow them to take advantage of it, they being the Maize South Mavericks. Kokar, the quarterback. Return. He wants to throw it. Looks upfield. Now he's going to run it. He's up to about the 39-yard line. He's tackled there. Stays in bound. Clock will move away with 43 seconds remaining to go in the second quarter play. And a timeout's going to be taken. Let's see if it's going to be Maize South taking the timeout or Hutchinson. They have not indicated as of yet. They'll spot the ball. Pick up of about a yard on the play.
That time, Noah Kokar was very patient in the pocket, and no one was open. He made a great decision.
Yes, he had time to throw the football, just nobody was open, as you indicated. They have not indicated a timeout. They had a stoppage of the clock.
I think there might have been an equipment issue.
Might have been. 39 seconds remaining. 2nd down and 9 for Hutchinson. Ball's on the 38 of Hutch.
Clock is running.
And it might have been Kokar had a check out. Lang's in there now at quarterback. Nick Lang, where's number 16, gives straight ahead to Hippen. He's stacked up at the 40. Clock will move along inside of 24 seconds now. Pick up of a couple.
Maize South thinks that they recovered a fumble. The officials don't agree.
Officials don't agree. It's going to be a 3rd down and 9 call. Didn't give, 3rd down and 7 call.
Hutchinson can let the second quarter.
And that's what they're going to do. Hutch is going to let it run out. This has been an exciting first half of play. Hutch with a 1-point lead at 14-13 as the players head for the locker room. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and take a look at the Medicine Shop in-game capsule. And we'll be right back after this 2-minute timeout. Your score, Hutchinson 14, Maize South 13. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
I've been a big fan and supporter for a long time, and the most important thing is the commitment that the company has to the area.
We have benefited from the partnership by better communication in our rural areas, and we've been very pleased with our services from Nextech Wireless.
Our favorite aspect of being a Nextech Wireless customer is just the customer service, the friendliness. We know they're right there and they're going to be reliable and help us out.
Cody Smith, attorney at law and an alumni of Hutch High, would like to wish the very best to the Salthawks this season. Cody specializes in bankruptcy and other areas of the law. If you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, give Cody a call. Don't wait until creditors garnish your bank account or paycheck. Call Cody Smith, attorney at law, at 620-259-2424 or visit codysmith.law. That's .L-A-W. Cody is a debt relief attorney, helping people file for relief under the bankruptcy code. Go Salthawks.
All Vader Jackson financial advisors are now Envision Investment Group. Due to the growth of the investment and client relations team, they have a new location to better serve you. 15 Compound Drive in Hutchinson. Stay tuned for an open house, time and date to be announced soon. We understand there have been many changes, so please feel free to reach us at 669-8291. Check for updates at envisionig.com. Envision Investment Group, your future is our focus. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Well, we're at halftime. So glad to have you along at Maize South. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarado. It's time for the Medicine Shop in-game capsule brought to you by the Medicine Shop in Hutchinson's. Again, the Medicine Shop, they deliver, they do it all, and they just do a great job for you at the Medicine Shop in Hutchinson. As we look at the Maize South marching band right now, getting set to return. What a first half of play, 14-13. Hutchinson with a 1-point lead. To recap real quick on the scoring, and I'll let Dan get into the meat of the stats. Zach Hogan had a touchdown on the clock with 9:12 to go in the first quarter play. That was a 5-play, 84-yard drive. The big play was a run by Kokar, but that came made it 7-0 as the extra point was good. Also, you turn around and you get a touchdown return by Braden Winter from 85 yards out. We're tied at 7 apiece. Then Sam Parks, with 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter, put together a 21-yard field goal to put Maize South up 10-7. Maize South extended that lead with 9:04 to go in the second quarter of play with a 42-yard field goal that was good to make it 13-7. And Hutchinson with a Noah Kokar pass to Armstrong, complete for the touchdown, and all of a sudden you have 14-13 Salthawks with the lead, and a good first half of play right there, and we'll see what the second half. That first half was fun.
It was fun. Lots of action kind of reminds us of last year's game that ended up 34-33 with Hutchinson on top. But it has been a very fan-friendly game, first half of action here at Maize South, with Hutchinson ahead 14-13 at the half. Hutchinson picked up 6 first downs in that first half. A week ago, Hutchinson only picked up 6 first downs in the entire game, so that Salt Hawk offense definitely moving the ball much, much better tonight. 23 snaps, 203 yards of total offense, which exceeds the total for the game last week. It's nice to see Hutchinson moving the ball. 77 yards for Dorian Hippen on 9 carries, including a 52-yard gain. Noah Kokar has 63 yards, and he got most of that on a 56-yard gain on about the third play from scrimmage to start the game. Zion Burgess picked up 35 yards. Zach Hogan with 8 yards net, but that was because there was an errant pitch that ended up with negative yardage attributed to Zach, even though that was not his fault. As a matter of fact, he did a fantastic job to cover that ball. And Zach Hogan does have a 22-yard touchdown run to his credit. Defensively, another big game for Kinzer Newquist, 6 tackles already. And Ben Patterson really is impressive at his linebacker position. He has 5 tackles. Evan Cantu for Maize South, 44 yards. Owen Bailey, 6 out of 10 for 39 yards. And that sophomore kicker, as you said, Glenn, with 2 field goals, including a 42-yarder.
He could be very important in the second half of play. We'll just have to find out. Same way with Hutchinson's kicker as well, but you could tell he has the range. That was a 42-yarder that had plenty of room for more yardage if needed. So hardly any wind tonight. Flags laying limp down there in the north end zone. So we're just going to have to see what's going to take place. So we're going to step back and take a 2-minute timeout. That is your Medicine Shop in-game capsule brought to you by the Medicine Shop in Hutchinson. For all your pharmaceutical needs, over-the-counter products, flu shots, we'll need to talk about that a little bit in the post-game probably for flu shots, as you and I are discussing that on our way here. Important to get those this year, especially with what's going on with COVID. But stop in and talk to Rick and the gang. They'll give you an example of exactly what you need to do if you're concerned, and also, of course, talk to your physician as well. Flu, I think, last year was not a problem. This year might be a different thing. We do not need it to raise its ugly head. So we'll take a quick 2-minute timeout. We'll be back, chat a little bit more about this game. Again, it's 14-13. Hutch on top at halftime. We'll await the start of the second half in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
Get your prescriptions with no hassle at the Little White Castle. You've heard that Medicine Shop jingle for over 20 years. We know that picking up prescriptions at the drugstore can be challenging. At the Medicine Shop, we try our best to make your drugstore experience pleasant. With 4 pharmacists and several knowledgeable pharmacy technicians, the Medicine Shop has the manpower to efficiently accommodate you. So next time you need a prescription with no hassle, try the Little White Castle, the Hutchinson Medicine Shop in Midtown Hutch.
Your choices at Prairie Star Health Center just keep getting better. Dr. Cecilia Hinton has joined our exceptional staff and invites you to rely on her as your primary care provider for your health and wellness concerns. And she'll be right there with you to address any chronic diseases, aggravating pain, or other issues. Dr. Hinton knows it's all about you at Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
If 1040 is your favorite time of day, you've got Tax Pro potential. At H&R Block, you could turn your passion for tax prep and helping people into a career with us. Local classes near you, beginning September 20th in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth. Learn more at hrblock.com/beapro. Enrollment in or completion of the H&R Block income tax course is neither an offer nor a guarantee of employment. Enrollment restrictions apply.
Hutchinson High School Sports is on air thanks to these outstanding Salt Hawk boosters. The Medicine Shop, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Hayden's & Co. Salon and Beyond, American Family Insurance Agent Travis Rodenbaugh, APAC Shears, Pools Plus, First National Bank, Next Tech Wireless, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, Prairie Star Health Center, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Axel's Taxi, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker. Thanks for listening.
High school marching band
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're at halftime right now. 14-13. Salt Hawks on top. It's 6:46 remaining to go. Again, in this halftime period in this ball game that'll get underway here in just a little bit. Some scores to pass along. Maize 7, St. Thomas Aquinas 6. That's a big game up in the Kansas City area. Little River in the second quarter leading 16-6. And the second quarter play, Maize South again trailing Hutchinson by 1, 14-13. La Crosse 16, Ness City 14. Andover is 7. Salina Central 7. That's an interesting score right there, Dan, and a couple other scores to pass on our leg. Again, a second quarter play, Derby 27, Bishop Carroll 10, Cheney 14, Garden Plains 7. And look at a couple other plays. Dodge City scoring 10, Wichita South 8. So we got some good games all across the area tonight. Pratt and Heston in a good one. Pratt 8, Heston nothing. That's second quarter action. So good games playing all across the state of Kansas. By the way, if you want to check on those scores, if you're here at the game right here and you want to check on it right after this game's over, Nick Gosnell will have the Next Tech as well as the APAC Shears scoreboard show starting directly after the Hutch game, and it goes till 10:30. Nick doing a wonderful job on that. Get some of the Eagle radio broadcasters all across the state of Kansas calling in recaps on that one. That's a good show. You need to listen to it if you're not.
I guarantee you we'll be tuning into it on the way home because Nick does an outstanding job, and it's great information to get on a timely basis, which it's kind of hard sometimes to check scores and things when you're driving down the highway, but you can tune in and listen to Nick.
You bet he does a great job as the recaps from Devin Haney and several others that are on the Eagle broadcast team. Out of Cole Reef out of Great Bend as well. Does a great job with that. And then he tosses in a good broadcaster out of Russell, Tacoma, several other ones that help out as well. Right here it's 14-13 at halftime. Hutch with the lead. What's your thoughts, Dan? This game going kind of like you thought it would, or some things happening that you weren't sure about?
It actually is happening pretty much according to script. We thought that there would be a lot more offense tonight than what we saw a week ago. But again, remember, last week we were facing a Garden City defense that returned 9 starters from a year ago, and they were a good defense last year. So around town, a lot of people were asking me, what's going on with that Salt Hawk offense? The Salt Hawk offense is going to be fine. You just have to give credit to Garden City playing a great defensive game.
Yes, exactly. And the addition of Hippen back there in the backfield takes some pressure off of Hogan. Hogan, by the way, people might not know, his knee was bothering him a little bit. Now he was able to get the touchdown tonight is good, but put him in a position where he can help, and you have a 1-2 punch right back there with Hogan and Hippen going at it. Not to mention Burgess gathering in the great pass as well. That did a nice job there. So
Daquan Armstrong.
Yep, and Armstrong with a nice catch. So I think the offense is fine. I agree with you. I can't wait for Jefferson and Rodriguez and some of the others on the defense side. Adam Jefferson as well to be able to get going here in the second half of play. Again, Hutchinson leading 14-13 at halftime. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll set stage for the second half of play. Again, 14-13 at halftime. Hutchinson with the lead by 1 over Maize South. Don't go away. We got a doozy going here tonight. We'll be back with more coming your way right after this 2-minute timeout.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use FirstPay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need a pharmacy you can rely on? One where they focus on learning your name and your needs? Being the best pharmacy possible, having a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and stocking the products you need is what Ashcraft Pharmacy is all about. Whether it is dry skin, a cough, or runny nose, aches and pains, or something that requires prescription medications, you can count on Ashcraft Pharmacy in South Hutchinson. Stop in, call, pick up curbside, or we'll be happy to deliver. Ashcraft Pharmacy, Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
The Kansas State Fair is right around the corner, and we couldn't be more excited. Finally, delicious fair food, rides, music, and remarkably low prices on all of our spas, grills, and outdoor furniture. Come see Pools Plus this year at the Kansas State Fair, September 10th through the 19th. Come take advantage of the savings. Give the professionals at Pools Plus a call to schedule your pool closing. Our schedule is filling up fast. Stay safe and shop local. Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
I want to give Pools Plus a little bit of a plug. We were out at the fair since last Friday in the Pools Plus booth. Appreciate their hospitality as we wrapped up that today at 10 o'clock. Sue Achilles and myself helped out along a little bit by John Brennan as well. And what a great hospitality we have. Kansas State Fair, what a beautiful facility the Kansas State Fair has. And let's see, Chris Jansen singing tonight. He's just about to open, I believe. So Darcy Lynn Farmer will be this Sunday afternoon. Kiddos will love that. She's the ventriloquist out of Oklahoma City, Edmond, Oklahoma. And like her about as well as I like the Salthawks right now with that 14-13 lead, Dan.
It's been a very entertaining first half of action here at Maize South High School. You know, this Salthawk team, if you have a chance to see them in practice, they are so well organized. They're flying around from one thing to another. Everybody's putting out effort. And the thing I'm most impressed by with this 2021 Hutchinson Salthawk football program is the attitude of all of these players and coaches. Everybody is willing to do whatever's asked of them to help them win football games and have a great experience this year on the football field.
No doubt about that. I always forget they put 3 more minutes on there, so we're going to probably work in another timeout, but I'm going to pass along a couple scores. At halftime, it's Holton 21, Prairie La Compton 7, Wamego 14, Clay Center 14. That's a good one. Rock Creek 21, Lewisburg 14, Norton all over Russell. 26-0. Andover on top of Salina Central, 14-7. Now Salina Central is now Ark Valley Division 2 category. Blue Valley North 33, Blue Valley Southwest, those directional schools up there 7. Blue Valley North, a good football team, and they're doing very well. Just a couple other scores to pass on. Here, Ark City 21, Goddard 14, Chaparral 12, Sterling nothing. Keene Valley 38, Erie nothing, and a couple other halftime scores to pass on. Mulvane 23, Clearwater 0, TMP out of Hayes 14, Plainville 0, and Dodge City 13, Wichita South 8 is some of the scores just to pass along. And of course we're about just a minute and 30 away from starting the second half of play. We're going to take a 1 minute timeout. We'll come back with the second half kickoff coming your way. Hutchinson 14, and again, Maize South 13. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Apex Shears has deep roots in Kansas. This is Tom Stivers. We were started by George Shears in 1874, just 3 years after the founding of Hutchinson, and are Hutchinson's first contractor. Apex Shears is known for big highway projects, but think local when you need a new driveway, parking lot, or other paving project. Apex Shears is proud to provide local jobs and employ local people. Find out more about your local construction and aggregate company by visiting apexshears.com, a CRH company.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
All right, now we get set as Maize South will receive the ball. They won the toss and elected to kick off. Hutchinson will defend the goal to the north. Maize South defending the goal to the south. And we're about set to get underway for the second half of play. Dan, if it's anything like the first half, you and I are...
tell your friends to tune in.
Yes, exactly. We're going to be going nuts.
We know Salt Hawk basketball coach Brian Miller is listening in. We know a lot of important people are listening
Rick Krause as well.
All around the state, all around the world. While we have a second or two, congratulations to David Casey, Judge Gregory Waller, and Wendy Winterstein for being inducted into the Hutchinson High School Wall of Honor. Judge Gregory Waller, deceased now.
Outstanding.
So that's a posthumous honor.
Here comes the kickoff. Runyon will approach the ball. He kicks it end over end, taken at about the 18. They'll angle to the left side. And again, trying to get loose out there was number 12 out there, Winter, and he's finally corralled. And Hutchinson will set up defensively, and Maize South will have the ball right at about the 16, 17-yard line. Oh, check that, 26-yard line. So 1st and 10 on the... I'll get it straight, 27-yard line for Maize South.
Nice open field tackle by Ben Patterson.
Yeah, did a nice job there. Hutchinson safeties come up and pinch a little bit. Haven't called Hackney's name too much tonight. Here's the give inside, and still on his feet is going to be the great running back that they have, and he carries forward, and that's Cantu. He's close to the first down. Nice job of moving the football.
Right on cue, Hackney made the tackle along with Nolan Cunningham.
So second down, we'll call it a long one. Second down and 1 from the 36. Maize South gives straight ahead running. They have the first down across the 40 up to about the 43-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for the Mavericks. That's Cantu again on the run.
Cantu hits the line of scrimmage so quickly. The offensive linemen don't have to maintain their blocks very long.
Got to tell Drew Dallas, I know they're looking at him, and there's a give to Cantu again up the middle. Fights his way across the 45 up to close to midfield. They'll mark it at the 47. It'll bring a second down and about 6 call. Braden Rodriguez on the stop for Hutchinson. So quickly they set up offense. Second down and 6 for Maize South on the move. Bailey, the quarterback, Owen Bailey, gets the snap, and he loses the ball and falls back on it at the 40, making sure that nothing bad happens. So loss on the play. It'll bring up about a 3rd down, and we'll call it 12 or 13 from Maize South's 40-yard line.
You go from having pretty much the entire offensive playbook available to you to now only having the 3rd and long portion of the playbook.
10.5 to go in the third quarter play. Hutchinson on top 14-13. Maize South with the opening drive of this second half of play. They want to set up the screen. They will. It's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And that intended receiver was big number 88, Caleb Crum. And incomplete pass stops the clock. 4th down, punt time for Maize South.
Noah Ragoza, Aaron Jefferson, both of those defensive players for the Salt Hawks, diagnosed the play and got in the passing lane.
Now they'll bring on the punter. They wait for a while, and I think that they're trying to mess with the personnel a little bit. Salt Hawks will send a Newquist deep back at his own 25-yard line to gather in the pass there. Salt Hawks should have pretty good field position. Watch for the fake, though. See if they snap it clean or not, and they do. Here they're going to punt it up, just about blocked. Got a good kick out of it. Newquist calls for the fair catch right at the 30-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark him. Hutch will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. We'll be on the road at Newton next week. Catch the Kansas kickoff pregame show at 6 o'clock as Sean Boston and a couple other of his friends do a great job with looking across the state of Kansas. They look at the rankings. They look at the key matchups. That runs from 6 to 6:30, and then you and I take to the air at 6:30 to bring you Salt Hawk football pregame show, and then we'll be live over Newton.
On behalf of football fans everywhere, thank you, Glenn, for facilitating Friday nights, 6 o'clock until 10:30, high school football.
Don't forget about Nick Gosnell and that scoreboard show, the BW Scoreboard Show, brought to you by, again, Next Tech as well as APAC Shears. There's a give up. Hippen right up the middle. Picks up good positive yardage. Picked up about 4 on the play. We'll say second down and 6. They'll mark it right at the 34. So what Hutch needs to do is put together a nice, long, grinding drive and take off some clock and punch it into the end zone.
Well, they have the right personnel to make that happen. But they also can be a big play, big
they
strike
can.
type
They sure
offense.
can. Just don't fumble the football. Take care of the rock out there. And see if that offensive line can grind it out here. Turn to give. Again, this is going to be Burgess. Nice close to the first down. He's short by about a yard and a half maybe. Brings up a key third down play. We'll call it third down and second. Burgess out of that slot back position. So big down right here for Hutchinson. 9:16, clock moving along. There's the old gong where start to get the fans on the Maize South side all fired up.
Turned into a good crowd here at Maize South.
Sure has.
Both sides.
All right, third down and 2 for Hutchinson. Those are the football at the 38. They got to get to the 40. Turn to give. This time it's Hogan. He's going to bust it through. He gets the first down and more all the way to about the 44-yard line on that counter play.
Love the way Hutchinson is spreading the ball around. Hippen, Kokar, Burgess, Hogan, Armstrong. Lots of different players involved in the action.
Chase Kepler helping on that offensive line. He's on the right side. That was set up kind of on that left side with Mason Seitz doing the job on that left side. He's a good one.
Offensive line made a little bit of an adjustment with Kepler going to right guard and
sure did.
going to right tackle.
That's why I said Kepler's name first, because I thought he was over on the other side. But Seitz doing a good job. 1st and 10, Salthawks. 8:19 to go in the third period of play. The pitch on the outside of Hogan. He tries to turn the corner, picks up about 4 yards. It'll be up. A 2nd down to 6 situation for Hutch High, as they just are short of the 50-yard line. Now mark it actually at about the 47. 2nd down to 6 for Hutch.
I love offensive linemen because they just do what needs to be done, and they don't ask for a lot of recognition or credit. But it's Sammy Christians, Mason Seitz, Cooper Doobie, Daley Van Sickle, and Chase Kepler.
They're just tough on the line. They do a great job. And right now on that left hash mark is where the football is down. Hutchinson with the football leading 14-13. 7:37 to go in this third period of play. In motion, the man is Burgess. They stumble a little bit. Loose football on the turf. Maize South has it. No, Hutch High has it. Coming up to save the day is going to be Hutchinson's own. Coming up there, Nick Lang, as that ball squirted away. It's a loss on the play, but they still have possession of the football. What happened there, Dan?
Well, it appeared to me that a Maize South defensive player, and I didn't see which one it was, it appeared that someone put his shoulder pad right on the football, and when that happens, a lot of times it pops loose.
So Lang was able to get back. That saved the day. They'll mark it at the 37. So a 3rd down to 16 call here. More than likely a pass play for Kokar. Hutch is capable. Let's see what they're going to do. Man in motion, Burgess. They want to throw the ball. He rolls out on the right side. Kokar, now here comes a whole bunch of, and the pass is caught at midfield at the 50. He's short of the first down, however. But a nice job by Hogan to come up with the football that at least makes it manageable. It will be 4th down and 5.
That was a gain of 12 or 13 on the bootleg. And I got to tell you, Torian Hippen became a blocker out of his fullback position, and he saved the day to avert a sack, which gave Kokar enough time for Hogan to drag all the way across the field and catch the pass.
4th down and 4 from the Hutch High 49-yard line.
It's on the right hash, so Kokar probably doesn't have room to sneak around the right side.
No, low pass snap. He gets the kick away, and it's going to be bouncing out of bounds right in front of the Maize South bench. They'll mark it right around the 37-yard line. So Hutchinson defense will come out now with 5:55 to go in the third quarter. And Hutchinson avoided just about a near disaster with Lang being able to get on that ball. Then a nice pass to Hogan, but they had to punt the football away. It will be Maize South turn now. They trail Hutch 14-13. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarado, and again right here on KWW, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM and HutchPost.com. Again, back at quarterback out there is going to be number 16, Owen Bailey. Gives it off to, again, the right side. That's going to be Cantu. And he carries around the outside for positive yardage. Might have picked up the first down pretty close. Evan Cantu.
Kinzer Newquist had to go make a touchdown-saving tackle over there. Good thing he made the stop.
Yeah, second down and a long 2. Those are the football right at the 47-yard line for Maize South.
Hurry up offense.
Bailey gives the Cantu, dances and goes straight ahead, and then he stopped, stood up straight, no gain on the play. That's going to be Ben Patterson coming in and making the stop right there. Good job by Ben Patterson out of the linebacker spot for Hutch High.
Absolutely no gain on that play.
14-13, Hutch with the lead. Hutch playing defense. Third down and 2. Get a stop here. Make Maize South punt to you. Here we go. They give the Cantu, and he gets the first down and more. He's right up across the 50-yard line inside of Salt Hawk territory. They'll mark it at the 47.
Cantu just plays at another gear. There's a reason he has nearly 500 yards rushing in the first 2 games.
Landon Dixon making the stop for Hutch High. 1st and 10 for the Maize South Mavericks on the roll. Back in shotgun again. They give again to Cantu, the quick handoff. He eludes one tackler, falls forward, pickup of about 7 on the play. Brings up a second down and 3 situation for Maize South. They move the ball about as effectively as I've seen a team move for some time now.
Cantu has the ability to change direction so quickly it makes him difficult to tackle.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Owen Bailey just barely got the ball before he handed off to Cantu on that exchange from center and quarterback. Or second down and short now to give up the middle. Again, another touchdown. Just a cloud of dust by Cantu.
First down.
And he'll get the first down. He sure will. He's starting to get stronger and stronger.
The Maize South offensive line is firing off the ball very well right now. And they're running plays quickly. They're not giving the defense any time to rest.
1st and 10. For Maize South on the Hutchinson 34-yard line. They give it off to Cantu again. He's going to grind and grind up to about the 30. It brings up a second down and long.
We said it several times during the broadcast, but in case you're just tuning in, number 25, Evan Cantu for Maize South. He looks so much like Alec McEwen looked for Hutchinson last year.
He really is strong, got big thighs.
McEwen gained 292 yards in this game a year ago, though.
Second down and 8 for Maize South. Turned on the outside to give. Here's the counter. That time it's going to be Cantu. Now, he rolled forward. Let's see. He gets up a little slow. Let's see if he's going to be okay or not. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and short. 3rd down and about 4 for the first down. The ball's going to be right at the 27-yard line.
Doesn't Cantu ever get tired?
Well, we'll see right here. Like I said, he kind of got up slow. He bounces to the outside, cuts back inside, close to the first down, but stopped, however, short of the first down. Nice job coming over there by Hackney to put the hit on Cantu.
We love watching Devin Hackney play football.
Nice job right there.
Such a secure tackle.
He really is. 4th down and short. Okay, what do you do here, Maize South? You got a heck of a field goal kicker.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you send him out or do you go for it here?
42-yarder and you're down 1.
See if Hutch can stop him. They're going to go for it.
They're going to give it to Cantu probably.
4th and 2. More than likely it'll be Cantu. The turn, they give it to Cantu. Straight ahead running. I think he's got the first down. As he grinds it forward inside the 25 for Hutchinson. They'll move the chains. It's on the 22. Just short of the red zone for Maize South.
That was a good decision by head coach Brent Pfeiffer to go for it on 4th down. A little bit far out there, even though Parks already made a 42-yarder. That would have been a long one.
1st and 10 for the Mavericks. They have it at the Hutchinson 22-yard line. And tucking it away to run with the football is going to be their quarterback, and that's going to be Owen Bailey. He carries forward. Nice positive pickup. They'll give him about 2 yards on the carry. It'll be second down and 10. Now, that was not a busted play. He looked and thought he was going to throw the ball and just decided to tuck and run.
He wanted to throw it, but Hutchinson cornerback Titan Hinaha jumped into the passing lane, and he had nowhere to go with it.
Second down and 8 now. We're inside the red zone, however. They'll mark the ball right at the 20-yard line for Maize South. It's inside the Hutch 20. And
did he get it?
Given on the outside, it's going to be Caught by Hutchinson on the interceptions with a pick by the Salt Hawks.
I think it was Hinahaw.
It was.
Hinahaw, the previous play, jumped
Well,
into
you
the passing
called that
lane.
one. Hinahaw got the pick over there, and Hutch will have the ball at their own 18. They turn away the Maize South Mavericks right there as they've been running. They elect to go to the pass route, and Dan, it didn't work out very well for them.
No, they tried to pick on Titan Hinahaw at his corner position, and Titan said, bring it on, I want the ball.
So 1st and 10 for Hutch on their own 18 with a minute and 34 to go before the end of the third quarter play. Let's see if Hutch can move the ball here.
This game's moving right along.
Now, you just jinxed it. You know that, don't you?
That's okay. We
Here's
like it.
Give to the man of motion, straight ahead running by the Salt Hawks up to the 20-yard line.
The game runs longer, we get more Salt Hawk football action.
Hippen picks up a couple yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 20 for Hutchinson. A minute and 18 to go in third quarter action. Maize South looks to their defensive coordinator to get the signals. Hutch breaks huddle. Splits a wide out to the right side, and that's going to be Cahill Mendoza for Hutch High. And they have Miller on the far side. Turn, pitch on the outside, trying to get it outside of Burgess. He cuts up against the grain and back to about the line of scrimmage, actually where they were at the 20, so no pickup there.
Maize South defense is a fast defense. It's hard to beat a defense that can run. It's hard to beat them around the edge. They fly to the football very well.
Burgess with a wise thing to do is that turn against the grain and slice up front, and unfortunately just got it back to the 20. 23 seconds to go before we go to the fourth quarter of play. Hutch comes in with the play. A little on the late side. Play clock at 10. Now they set up, ball on the right hash mark. You don't want to burn a timeout here. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Down the man in motion. Back to pass, Kokar across the middle. As a receiver out there, Miller can't catch up with an incomplete pass. Brings up a 4th down and punting situation with 3 seconds remaining to go in this third quarter of play. It was a good idea.
Yeah, it was a good roll of the dice to go to Malachi Miller sprinting down the field. If he would have caught it, would have been a huge gain. But the coverage was pretty good.
It really was. Salt Hawk football right here on KWBW Hudson, Kansas. 1450 AM on your AM dial, 98.5 on your FM dial. Download the app. You can take it with you to the ball game. That's the KWBW app, as well as the HutchPost.com app as well.
Hutch is going to have to hurry.
You're going to have to hurry here. Play clock down to 2-1. They're going to punt it, and then did he call the timeout? I got a feeling they did.
Didn't want to. But
I think they were worried they weren't going to get it off.
Yep, didn't want to take that timeout.
Yep, and Hutch will call the timeout. So, quick timeout. They're going to put 1 more second back on the clock. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back with more Salt Hawk football. Salt Hawks leading it 14-13. Don't go away.
I've been a big fan and supporter for a long time. And the most important thing is the commitment that the company has to the area.
We have benefited from the partnership by better communication in our rural areas, and we've been very pleased with our services from Nextech Wireless.
Our favorite aspect of being a Nextech Wireless customer is just the customer service, the friendliness. We know they're right there and they're going to be reliable and help us out.
Three seconds remaining to go in the third quarter of play. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarado, Matt Peterson. We're about to head to the fourth quarter of play coming up in just a little bit, as Hutchinson will punt the football away. Coach Vernon did not want to take a chance on not letting that clock run out, and he got the timeout right at the 1 second mark.
This is definitely not a fake punt situation.
Nope.
But the thing with Noah Kokar is he sprints to the right before he punts it. They're on the right hash.
Kokar gets it, low snap, gets the kick away, puts it up in the air. It's going to take a Maize South bounce, actually hit at the 40 and then bounce back a little bit. Let's see where they mark it.
Short punt.
Oh, it is. It's going to mark it at the 35. So Maize South right now, as we go to the fourth quarter of play, trails Hutchinson 14-13. They're set for a pretty good position right here. Let's see if the Hutchinson defense can make a stop. 14-13, Hutchinson on top. We go to the fourth. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Cody Smith, attorney at law and an alumni of Hutch High, would like to wish the very best to the Salthawks this season. Cody specializes in bankruptcy and other areas of the law. If you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, give Cody a call. Don't wait until creditors garnish your bank account or paycheck. Call Cody Smith, attorney at law, 862-259-2424, or visit codysmith.law. That's .L-A-W. Cody is a debt relief attorney, helping people file for relief under the bankruptcy code. Go Salthawks.
All Vader Jackson financial advisors are now Envision Investment Group. Due to the growth of the investment and client relations team, they have a new location to better serve you. 15 Compound Drive in Hutchinson. Stay tuned for an open house, time and date to be announced soon. We understand there have been many changes, so please feel free to reach us at 669-8291. Check for updates at envisionig.com. Envision Investment Group, your future is our focus. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
All right, here we go, Dan Nacarado, fourth quarter of action. Hutchinson leading by 1. As now Maize South deep, though, at the 34 inside of Hutchinson territory. And go around the right side. Cantu again tries to turn the quarter. He's up to about the 20-yard line. Actually, it was Bigley on the run.
Braxton Bigley took it on the end around. Not much there, but he did pick up 4 yards.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 5. Rodriguez on the stop for Hutch High.
No scoring in the third quarter of this game.
Jim Bailey, the quarterback, gives it to Cantu. It goes out left side, and he's close to the first down and has it. And gets it down to about the 25.
Might be just a little bit
short. Yep, you're right. And are they going to measure?
No.
Or we have a player hurt? I think we have a player down. And
there's a Maize South player down right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, could be cramps. Still pretty warm. 3rd down and 1 is going to be the situation for Maize South.
I think you're right, Glenn, because they're trying to help him up, which usually indicates it's just a muscle. Get over it.
I get some of those in the middle of the night. It is not fun. It's Cantu.
Oh, my.
It's Cantu. So he comes out. They're going to have to, well, number one, he has to come out because a trainer came in. Now he's walking a little bit better. He's going to be okay, but they're going to have to get him taken care of.
I think it's that calf muscle cramping up on him. That'll make it very difficult for him to play.
They're going to replace him. Brady Rapp is going to be back there.
That's a big difference.
Sure is. They wind the clock. 3rd down and 1. Bailey, the quarterback for Maize South, gets the snap, gives it to Rapp. Rapp up the middle, and he's going to have the first down. Gives across the 25 to give Maize South the first down. That clock moving, or stop to move the chains at 11:08 mark. 14-13. Don't go away anyplace, folks. And if you're listening on the radio, go to the live stream at hutchpost.com. This one's going to go right down to the wire. Maize South now with a 1st and 10 on their own on the 24 of Hutchinson. The fake, the end around on the outside, and positive yardage, but stopped short of the 20-yard line. That's going to be carried by number 13, Braxton Bigley. And Rodriguez with another stop out there. 2nd down and 9. Pick up a yard. I was deceived. I thought he got more yardage than that. He did not.
Brady Rapp now the tailback for Maize South. He's a sophomore.
Where's number 28 if you're watching on the stream? Bailey will set up. 2nd down and 9. Wants to throw the football. Rolls to his right side. Hutchinson comes up with pursuit, and they're finally going to knock him out of bounds. Very aggressive knocking out of bounds over there by Hutchinson. You got an angle on him. That's Stephen Bishop coming up. Also Nolan Cunningham.
Right down with number 19, and Nolan Cunningham.
Cunningham got a hold of him.
Noah Ragoza wasn't part of the tackle, but he got into the backfield and messed up that play.
Ball's spotted back at the 25. Loss of a couple on the play. 3rd down and 12 for Maize South. This could be big right here. 3rd down and 12. Hutchinson defense gets set. Back to pass. They'll try to set up the screen on the right side. It's caught and short of the 20-yard line, so not much yardage there. Well, you lose Cantu, and they lose a lot of their offense, Dan.
That's right. That was the second time tonight Maize South went to the screen pass, which is very hard.
They're in field goal range. It's 4th down and 9, and they're going to trot out the field goal unit. 4th down and 9. Let's see where they're going to mark this. It looks like it's going to be right out about the 29-yard line. That will be a 39-yarder. He's hit a 42-yarder already. See if Hutchinson can get some pressure on him or not. Holding the ball is Greasy. There's a kick. It's up and on its way, and it is no good. It hit the crossbar, and Hutchinson will retain that 1-point lead, 14-13, with 9:36 remaining to go in his fourth quarter of play.
That actually hit the left upright. Came down and hit the crossbar. It hit both.
Because I thought it was through there. They were looking straight up. I was watching the officials, then I saw it go doink off that crossbar. So there you go.
He would have had plenty of distance. It just was a little bit off to the right, hit the upright, came down and hit the crossbar.
Now Hutchinson's going to have to do something. They're going to mark it at the 20-yard line. They're going to have to move the ball and keep that clock moving. They cannot let a drive stall with 9:36 to go. They need to get it down so that Maize South doesn't have as good a field position. So important with 9:36 remaining. Hutch up 14-13. Give straight up the middle, running again and carrying it forward. Let's see if that's going to be Hippen. It will be. Hippen carries forward up to about the 25-yard line, just short of it. They'll say his knee hit at the 26.5-yard line. So 2nd down and 7. Clock move. 9:16 counting away. Second down and 7. Ball on the 23-yard line. Hutchinson gets set. Kokar, the quarterback, down in their center, turns. Gives it again on the right side. That's going to be, again, I believe, carrying it is Burgess. He rolls forward to about the 30. Really close to the first down, Dan, but I think he might be maybe a half a yard short. They will be.
Just barely short.
So 3rd down and about a half a yard.
Could be a quarterback sneak if Maize South leaves it open.
Kokar asking Coach Verner if that's what he wants to do. Now they'll get set. Let's see if the linebackers stack it up for Maize South. Could also option and maybe get a big run out of it if that's the case. 3rd down and 1.
Quarterback sneak is open.
Kokar, the turn, the give straight ahead running. That's going to be Hippen. And he plows it forward. He gets the first down. They'll mark it at the 31-yard line. You needed about a half a yard. You got a full yard out of it. 1st and 10. Hutchinson. Clock moving at 8:13 to go. 3 timeouts left for the Mavs. They got all of them. Hutchinson with 2 remaining. Glenn Grunwald, Dan Nacarano, along with Matt Peterson on the camera doing a video photography. Go to HutchPost.com or the HutchPost YouTube channel as well.
Both defenses stingier in the second half than they were in the first half.
Kokar, the quarterback, gives the man in motion straight ahead running. That's Burgess still on his feet. He grinds it out to about the 34-yard line. Just about broke a big one right there. But it's going to be short of the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at the 34. 2nd down and 7.
Maize South student body jumping up and down. We can feel our press box shaking
and
back
a nice
and forth
press
like an earthquake.
box it is. This is a nice facility. So, big down here. 7:19. Clock moving along. Hutchinson facing a 2nd down and 7. Take care of the football. Grind out some yards. Don't turn it over. Kokar letting clock go down, milking some clock down a little bit. Good game. Prep right there. Loose football picked up by Maize. They've got the football. Rambling toward the goal line. They're going to take the lead. It just popped out of the hands of Kokar, and Brandon Lee takes it in from the 34.
It was one of those fumbles that, as you said, Glenn, the ball popped up in the air. Brandon Lee caught the ball in the air, and it was off to the races to the end zone.
The touchdown is good. Now, the officials are getting together and saying, can he advance that or not? It popped straight up in the air. Brandon Lee caught it.
Unless his knee touched the turf, there's no reason that he couldn't advance it. And I did not see his knee ever.
I don't think so. I think they're going to count it.
Let's give him a 32-yard.
It was at the 34s where it was marked at.
Did he get it a couple of yards in the backfield?
I think he did. They're going to give it to him, and I think they have not put him up on the scoreboard as of yet.
There's a touchdown.
Yep, it's a touchdown.
We'll call it a 30.
That'll be a 19-14 lead now for Maize South. Now, plenty of time left with 6:54 to go for Hutch to get something going, but they will enforce something on the kickoff here as Maize South is on the sidelines.
We'll call it a 33-yard fumble return for a touchdown.
Wow. The worst thing that you could have happen, and I really didn't see what happened other than the ball went straight up in the air.
It was similar to the previous Hutchinson fumble where one of the Maize South defenders just stuck his shoulder pads in there on the ball and popped it out.
And they are going to assess this on the extra point. So the try will be from the 18. That'll be a 28-yard PAT, and I'm not sure what happened there.
I think Hutchinson had their choice of assessing it on the extra point try or the kickoff, and Hutchinson decided to push back this extra point try, so it'll be a 35-yard point after touchdown attempt.
6:54 to go in the fourth quarter play. 19-14, Hutchinson trailing. Maize South will try to make it 20-14. Here's the hold. The kick is up and on its way, and this time it is good. And your score was 6:54 to go in this fourth quarter play. It's Maize South 20, Hutch High 14. We'll wait the Maize South kickoff when we return in 30 seconds.
With Hutch Drugs closure, the medicine shop has been busy accommodating many of their customers. Whether you're a former Hutch Drug customer or a customer at another drugstore, the medicine shop works hard to provide a smooth transition when transferring your medications. Let us know and we can transfer your entire prescription profile. The medicine shop has several knowledgeable pharmacists and technicians to make your drugstore experience pleasant. Call or come by the Hutchinson Medicine Shop to make the medicine shop your pharmacy. The medicine shop in Midtown Hutch.
Well, sometimes, Dan Nacarado, things just don't go your way. And right there, that ball bounced straight up. I was just sitting there hoping, don't have a turnover, don't have something happen. And the worst possible thing happened, and they were able to turn it into a touchdown. Now, the good thing, 6:54, still left to go on the time. Plenty of time for the Salt Hawks to move the football.
This Hutchinson Salt Hawk defense has been amazing. 14 points by Maize South came on an 84-yard kick return for a touchdown and a 33-yard fumble return.
Here comes the kickoff, and it is going to sail into the end zone. Actually picked up, it didn't go in. Coming up the sidelines is going to be Hutchinson all the way down the far sideline with a chance to do something and finally knocked out of bounds at the 38.
Oh, my goodness.
I believe that was King over there. He was going to let the ball go into the end zone. It started bouncing around, and it never went in.
And then he gets the big return right down the Hutchinson sideline.
All right, Hutch will set up shop 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line. So they are 62 yards away from making something happen. Now, they're going to need a TD because we're too far out. Now, where did they finally officially mark that at? About the 38. So 1st and 10 for Hutch.
Coach Brent Pfeiffer doesn't agree with where the ball is being spotted.
Man, he had a pretty long, far-away look for it.
Yes, he did.
They were marking at the 38, so let's see if Hutch can move the football here with 6:47 to go. In his fourth period of play, Hutch trailing 20-14. Maize South with a fumble recovery and a touchdown to take the lead. Turn straight ahead. Hippen dives forward up across the 40 up to about the 41-yard lines where they're going to mark it. So pick up of 3, 2nd down and 7.
6:30 to play. The clock is running.
Hutch can't take too much time out. Before, on their other possession, they were taking time off to kind of grind it out a little bit here. They got to move it. 2nd down and 7. They'll send a man in motion. The give straight ahead running. It's Hippen. Carries it forward, short of the 45-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and short situation. Big third down play.
Get the feeling that head coach Mike Vernon for Hutchinson wants to just grind it down the field and have a long, time-consuming drive and score late in the game.
Knee hit at the 44. I don't like these third down and 4 situations.
Now, here's the chance to try to draw Maize South off sides.
Third down and 4. Kokar up under center. Hippen in the backfield. Turn to give around on the outside, trying to spin it up the field, not there on the stop. That's going to be stopped. Daquan Armstrong trying to make something happen. Good call right there. Brings up a 4th down situation. You got to go for it. 5:20 to go. I think you do.
If you're going to punt it, you need to do it quickly instead of letting the clock run.
Clock moving right along at the 5:11 mark. Now, there's a lot of time left. I will say that. So if you're going to punt the football, I don't know.
Looks like they're going for it.
He might roll the dice here and go for it. But anytime either Hippen or Hogan are going to pick up 4 yards, this is it right here.
Less than 5 minutes to
This
play.
could be the ball game. Up under center. Kokar. The turn. Slipping. Losing the football again was Kokar. He tried to pull it out, and Maize South just came up with it. They would have had it anyway. Maize South will have the football with 4:47 to go in the contest. Now, will Maize South sit on it and try to grind it out?
You wouldn't think they would want to throw incomplete passes to stop the clock. If they do throw the ball, you would think it would be the type pass.
2 huge turnovers, Mac, on his last 2 possessions for the Salt Hawks. One led to a touchdown, and this one might have gift-wrapped it.
Evan Cantu is returning to action. Remember, he had some problems with cramps a few minutes ago.
Clock at the 4:47 mark. Hutchinson with 2 timeouts. Maize South with 3. Maize South leading it 20-14. See if Hutch can strip the ball away. Try to get the ball back. Get a stop. Here they give it to Cantu. He dances, gets across the line of scrimmage and more. He picks up 8 yards on the carry. Keeps that clock moving with 4:39 to go. Maize South with a 6-point lead, 20-14.
Hutchinson will have to use their timeouts on defense.
So Hutch will call the timeout. 2nd down and 3. Ball on the 44. Actually, on the 37 is where they're going to mark the football, and it will be Maize South football. We'll work in a 30-second break. We'll be back with more right after this.
If you're an athlete of any age, in any sport, you want to perform at your best. And you can't if you're hampered by aches and pains. Dr. Cecilia Hinton at Prairie Star has extensive training in sports medicine. She has your back, your hip, your knee, whatever's causing you problems. Dr. Hinton is on your side and ready to help you at Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
4:39 to go in the 4th quarter play. Maize South football.
The tough part of that timeout is Maize South picked up 7 yards on 1st down. It's 2nd and short.
So 2nd down and short, as Dan Nacarado just indicated. The turn to give straight ahead running. More on the run all the way down across the 25. They'll move the chains down to about the 22-yard line. Maize South wants to tack on another one with 4:33 to go, and that clock moving along after they move the chains.
That was an impressive run right straight ahead up the middle by Evan Cantu, who had some problems with leg cramps just a few minutes ago. Didn't show any signs of slowing down on that run.
1st and 10. Ball on the 23 for Maize South. They lead it 20-14.
Using all the play clock now.
They sure are. They're milking it down. It's down to 5, down to 4. Here's the quarterback. Gives it off to Cantu. He busts forward, dives forward, keeps it on the ground, and dives in. They'll mark it at the 18.
Once again, a pretty good gain on 1st down at a stage of the game where the Salt Hawks desperately need a quick stop.
Dodge City 20, Wichita South 8. As the 3rd quarter score, Cheney 34, Garden Plains 7. Stay tuned for Nick Gosnell as he'll have the scoreboard show directly following this ball game.
Hutchinson only has 1 timeout left, and you hate to take it when it's 2nd and short.
Letting that clock move away. Actually, it's down to 3:23 to go. 2nd down and 5. Turn to Cantu. Cantu straight ahead running. Gets across down to about the 15-yard line. Short of the first down. Leaves that clock moving. Ben Patterson on the stop for the Salt Hawks.
Timeout.
And timeout's going to be taken. Hutch will take the timeout. That'll be their last timeout of the half. 3:07 to go in this fourth quarter of play. We'll take a break. 3:07 to go. Hutch trailing at 20-14. Maize South on the drive. We'll be back in a half minute.
If 1040 is your favorite time of day, you've got Tax Pro potential. At H&R Block, you could turn your passion for tax prep and helping people into a career with us. Local classes near you, beginning September 20th in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth. Learn more at hrBlock.com/be-a-pro. Enrollment in or completion of the H&R Block income tax course is neither an offer nor a guarantee of employment. Enrollment restrictions apply.
Well, 3:07 to go.
3rd and short. It's time for the Hutchinson Salt Hawks to roll the dice and blitz.
20-14.
What a run blitz type situation.
Maize South with the lead.
Maize South pulled Hutchinson offside.
Pulled him off sides. That'll be an automatic first down to go along with it. Encroachment's going to be the call. Results of first down, and that's the worst thing that could have happened to the Hutch Salt Hawks.
Now Maize South can pretty much run it down to where Hutchinson won't have much time remaining unless Hutchinson can force a turnover.
Fourth quarter action. McPherson 24, Great Bend 19. They got a good one. There's a give up the middle. And they'll grind it all the way down, trying to pop outside. Touchdown, Maize South. They took it inside and then bounced outside Cantu on the run. And that's going to seal the deal. 26-14, Maize South to knock off the Salt Hawks. And that's kind of payback for that 1-point win last year that the Salt Hawks had over a very good Maize South team. But this one was, the difference was the turnover.
It's not over yet, though. If Hutchinson can score quickly, maybe get a big kick return.
That's what's going to have to be.
Get an onside
You're
kick.
right, with 3:01 to go. But that one makes it 26-14. An extra point here will make it 27-14. Are they going for 2? Yes, they are. Trying to make it 28-14. Man in motion to the right side, trying to toss it over there and see if they can get it in. They do. Or is it close? Yes, it is. It's in for 2. Makes it 28-14. That's a 2-score lead for Maize South with 3:01 to go in the quarter. We await the Maize South kickoff coming your way right after this 30-second timeout.
Hutchinson High School Sports is on air thanks to these outstanding Salt Hawk boosters. The Medicine Shop, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Hayden's & Co. Salon and Beyond, American Family Insurance Agent Travis Rodenbaugh, APAC Shears, Pools Plus, First National Bank, Next Tech Wireless, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, Prairie Star Health Center, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Axel's Taxi, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker. Thanks for listening.
10 Naparado. Yours truly, Glenn Grunwald. 3:01 to go in this. Again, we're in the fourth quarter of play. 28-14, Maize South got that turnover touchdown to go on top. And then right there, got the TD to try to seal the deal with 3:01 to go. No timeouts remaining for the Salt Hawks. You're right. If they come down and get a quick score, you can maybe go for the onside kick. Let's see what happens.
Rockhurst got an overtime win in Hutchinson in 2010, coming from behind under similar circumstances.
All right, here we go on the kick return, trying to turn it upfield. See if Hutch can get a quick one. They're down the right side. And out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. Nice return for the Salt Hawks. So there you shorten the field now. And like you said, Dan, anything is possible. They'll mark it at the 48-yard line of Maize South.
Believe me, I remember that 2010 game very well. Hutchinson dominated Rockhurst pretty much the entire game, and then Rockhurst came storming back in the last 3 minutes to win it.
Penley's going to bring it back. They're going to mark it at the 30. So something happened on that far side. Maybe stepped out of bounds. Let's see. It's going to be a penalty, though, against the Salthawks. So that's going to put it deep.
Yeah, the penalty pushes it all the way back to the 20.
Back to the 20. 1st and 10 for the Salthawks from their own 20-yard line. So they got 80 yards to go with 2:51 on the clock.
That makes it tougher
to get it done.
Still possible, though. But you have to score and allow yourself enough time for an onside kick and a chance to score again.
Man in motion. Back to pass. Kokar throws it across the middle. Incomplete pass.
That was well defended.
Yeah, trying to go to Lang.
Anthony Johnson had the coverage. He broke up the pass. It was a pretty good pass.
Stops the clock, though, with 2:47 to go. It was a great pass. And nice break up out there by Johnson. Anthony Johnson, he's a good one. He's a senior defensive back out there. Hutch played hard. They really have played hard. They had the lead early, gave up a 85-yard kickoff return, and then
the fumble.
The Maize South got the two long field goals. The fumble was the big thing. Hutch
that was
had
the game
control and fumbled the football away for the TD. No Kokar running for his life on the left side. Throws it across. Catch is made. He gets it across at the 40 on his feet. Right there's Hogan to the 50, to the 40, and dropped right there inside of Maize territory at the 40-yard line. Nifty pickup.
39 yards.
39 yards. We'll take another one of those.
Clock will stop as they reset the change. 2:35 to play. Maize South 28, Hutchinson 14.
Clock moving. 2:31 to go.
Hutchinson's got to get this play going now. The clock is running now.
Hogan is set up in the slot. Hibbin at that fullback spot. I do like this backfield for Hutch. Man in motion is Armstrong to throw across the middle. Incomplete pass. Nobody there. Falling down on the play and a flag there. Nick Lang fell down at about the 27-yard line.
Might be a defensive hold.
Sure might. So let's see what the call is. Pass interference.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
They're going to whistle that on written force.
15-yard
penalty.
And the clock stops.
With 2:13 to go. Hutch can get a quick score and get an onside kick.
There's still time if they can punch this in within the next few plays.
In Salthawk football on KWW, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM. Nearing 9 o'clock here. Kokar under center. Man in motion. Back to pass. Goes for it all. Deep end zone. Catch is incomplete.
Almost.
Oh, just about. Just off the fingertips of the intended receiver far downfield. And that was Miller. Malachi just about brought in another one.
It was good coverage, but it was an excellent pass. And had a chance. It was close.
2:08 to go. Second down and 10. Hutchinson has the ball at the 26 of Maize South. Trailing by 2 touchdowns. 28-14. Kokar, the quarterback. Up under center. Wants to throw it again. He has Hogan out in the flat. And then Hogan trying to get out of pressure. There's a turn by Kokar. He dives. Out of bounds he goes. Or they're going to say, no, he did not get out of bounds. They'll move the down marker.
He got tripped up from behind.
Sure did. Third down and about 5 to go.
I don't know how he escaped the sack. That was Houdini.
Minute and 45 remaining to go in this fourth quarter play. Hutch down by 2 touchdowns. Man in motion, that's Burgess. They want to throw it. They lob it. Incomplete pass. Stops the clock, however. Brings up a 4th down and 5. And it's going to come down to this play.
That's right.
With a minute and 37 remaining to go.
They don't have to necessarily score a touchdown on this play, but they must pick up the first down.
Scores in Kansas, Pratt 36, Heston nothing. Salina Central 21, Andover 13. Garden City 35, Wichita West nothing. Hutch trying to get something going with a minute and 37 to go. 4th down and 5. Ball on the 21-yard line. You can hear the Maize South fans Back to pass. Kokar steps up, lobs it over, throws for the end zone, and it's incomplete.
Yeah,
Hogan incomplete.
That time the pressure came quickly. Maize South rushed 5, and the pressure got
Maize
to Noah
South,
Kokar.
will take over on downs. They'll have it at the 20. And then this was an exciting ball game, back and forth action. Hutch got the first touchdown, led it 7-0. A quick 85-yard TD return by Maize South, tied it at 7. Then we had the field goal by Maize South to go up at 10-7, and another field goal to 13-7. And Hutch with a touchdown to lead at 14-13. Thought that was going to maybe be the final score. If Hutch could drive it down, keep drives alive, but was not the case as a turnover came up and bit them. And a touchdown was scored. They're going to take a knee. That's pretty well going to do it with 1:30 to go.
Well played.
This one stings a little bit.
It was a fun game to watch. Congratulations to the Maize South Mavericks. They're going 3-0, and that will get some more attention in the rankings.
You sure will.
In 5A.
And it will. Hutchinson will fall to 1-2 after winning the first weekend over Valley Center. Lost in overtime to Garden City, and this one's a heartbreaker, 28-14 with 1:05 to go. I imagine Maize South would just take a knee again.
Yep, they can run out the clock.
But Hutchinson moving hip into a fullback slot, I think is a good thing. There's a knee again. With 50 seconds remaining, that'll back it up a little bit. It's going to be 3rd down and 15. That's going to be academic.
Have to take one more knee, and that'll run out the clock.
Good Maize South team, no doubt. They're going to do some damage. Hudson will have to regroup as we travel to Newton. Don't forget also, we'll have some freshmen's game and JB game coming up on Monday. Matt Peterson will have the stream for you on that with HutzPost.com. But the final score here is going to be the Mavericks 28, Salthawks of Hutchinson 14. That's going to wrap things up with the game portion of the broadcast. We'll get set for the Medicine Shop post-game activity. Don't forget, then we'll go into the coaches show brought to you by Jackson Meat as well as Ameriprise Financial, Mike Link. So again, your final from Maize South, an exciting ball game. Maize South 28, Hutch High 14. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout, add up the numbers. We'll be back with the Medicine Shop in-game capsule right after this.